From explosive starts to a dramatic finish, this 4x400-meter relay was pure chaos. See how Jamaica controlled the race, survived late surges, and delivered a powerful final leg to take the victory.
And Andrews in the 400 final.
And St. Kitts and Nevis on the inside. So Shamar Palmer leading off for the Jamaicans. For Trinidad and Tobago, they will have the 400 hurdler Ronaldo Moore on the opening leg. Josiah Paris on the first leg for the Barbadians.
And Barbados will have Aaron Spencer, that long jump, triple jumper, on the second leg.
Has a CARIFTA under 17 hurdles medal, so versatile, going to Baylor University when he leaves high school.
Set. Final race of the 49th CARIFTA Games, the under-20 boys 4x400 final. St. Kitts and Nevis, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Jamaica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Shamar Palmer has gone out well for the Jamaicans. Paris of Barbados trying to keep pace. So too Ronaldo Moore of Trinidad and Tobago. St. Vincent and the Grenadines have gone well on the opening leg as well. The Bahamians coming forward. Palmer leads for Jamaica. Three teams tightly bunched behind him, but the Jamaicans take a comfortable lead at the first leg ahead of Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados.
Great lead-off leg by Palmer, accelerated down the straightaway, made the pass when he was flying at top speed.
Russian Clark on this second leg for Jamaica, the 400 hurdles champion. Eases ahead of the Trinidadians. Barbados in third. St. Vincent and the Grenadines in fourth. The Bahamians well back in fifth position. Russian Clark pouring it on for the Jamaicans. He transitions down the stretch with a 10-meter advantage. Trinidad and Tobago trying to close down the stretch. Barbados back in third position. St. Vincent and the Grenadines in fourth. The change is made. The Jamaican lead narrowed.
Clark's second leg solid. Level, the 200 champion, sauntering around the bottom curve, has to press some gas. Trinidad and Tobago gone past him.
Level put under pressure. The Trinidadians now with the advantage. Barbados right there as well. Trinidad and Tobago ahead of Jamaica. Barbados in third. Is that where the medals will go? Brian Level eases ahead for the Jamaicans. Oh, look at that. Here's the final change. Delano Kennedy has the baton.
47.8 for Level, Jamaica in the lead now.
Far from over. This is a terrific 4x4 race. The Trinidadians putting the Jamaicans under pressure, trying to deny the home team a clean sweep of the relays.
You called it, Hubert. You said it was going to be close, and it's coming down to the wire 150 meters ago now.
Looks like Cyril Sumner on the anchor leg for Trinidad and Tobago. Delano Kennedy for Jamaica. Sumner of Trinidad and Tobago on the outside. Kennedy of Jamaica on the inside. The Jamaican finds the extra gear needed and opens up 3, 4, 5, 6 meters. Jamaica wins the 4x4 for under 20 boys. Sweeps the 8 relays at the CARIFTA Games in 2022 and bring the curtain down on CARIFTA 49 in sensational fashion. Easily the best race of the relays, but the Jamaicans not to be denied. Trinidad and Tobago gave it all they had. They were brilliant as well, but in the final analysis, it's the black, green and gold that reigns supreme at 3:08.94.
Kennedy had to step down the stretch to shake off the TNT team. 3:09.67 for second. 46.8 for the 400.
The men's 4x400 meters relay at the 2022 CARIFTA Games was far more than just another final on the schedule. It was a revealing glimpse into the future of Caribbean sprinting. This race combined tactical intelligence, individual brilliance, and team cohesion, all unfolding at a relentless pace that left no margin for error. With powerhouse nations like Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago lining up alongside rising programs such as Barbados, the Bahamas, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the stage was perfectly set for a contest defined by both depth and discipline. From the very first leg, Jamaica made a statement that was as psychological as it was physical. Shamar Palmer approached the opening 400 meters with calculated aggression. Rather than simply sprinting all out from the gun, he demonstrated a controlled acceleration pattern, building speed through the backstretch and asserting dominance off the final bend. His ability to maintain form under pressure allowed Jamaica to establish an early advantage, but more importantly, it forced the chasing teams to deviate from their preferred race models earlier than planned. In relay racing, that kind of disruption can be decisive. The first baton exchange was executed with precision, a hallmark of Jamaica's long-standing relay tradition. Rasheed Clark, already known for his credentials over the hurdles, showcased impressive adaptability. Transitioning from a technically demanding event like the 400-meter hurdles into a flat relay leg requires not only speed, but also rhythm adjustment. Clark managed this seamlessly. His leg was not about extending the lead dramatically, but about preserving structural integrity, keeping the stride efficient, resisting the urge to overstride under pressure, and responding intelligently to the surges coming from Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. As expected, Trinidad and Tobago began to assert themselves during the middle phase of the race. Their strategy was clear: compress the gap gradually and strike before the anchor leg. This move injected a new layer of tension into the race. Barbados also remained within striking distance, demonstrating impressive depth and refusing to let the front two break away completely. At this point, the race shifted from a straightforward lead-defense scenario into a dynamic, multi-team tactical battle. Brian Level's third leg became one of the defining moments of the entire relay. Receiving the baton under increasing pressure, he faced a critical decision: respond immediately to Trinidad and Tobago's surge, or maintain composure and trust his pacing. Level chose the latter, and that decision proved crucial. Rather than engaging in a potentially costly early duel, he absorbed the pressure, maintained a strong but controlled tempo, and waited for the right moment to respond. This demonstrated not only physical capability, but also a mature racing IQ rarely seen at the junior level. When Trinidad and Tobago briefly edged ahead, it could have destabilized Jamaica's rhythm. Instead, Level's response was measured and decisive. Over the final 120 meters of his leg, he gradually reeled the lead back in, using superior form maintenance and efficient stride mechanics to regain control. By the time he approached the exchange zone, Jamaica had not only recovered, but had also reasserted their position, heading into the most critical segment of the race. The anchor leg brought the race to its emotional and competitive peak. Delano Kennedy, carrying the weight of expectation, was immediately challenged by Sorrel Smith of Trinidad and Tobago. What followed was a textbook example of championship racing under pressure. Both athletes matched each other stride for stride, neither willing to concede even a fraction of ground. The backstretch saw Smith attempt to edge ahead, testing Kennedy's resilience and forcing him to dig deeper. What set Kennedy apart was his composure in the face of that challenge. Rather than panicking or overexerting too early, he maintained his form and waited for the final straight. This patience was critical. As they entered the home stretch, Kennedy unleashed a decisive finishing drive. His stride length remained consistent, his cadence slightly increased, and most importantly, his posture stayed intact while Smith began to show signs of fatigue. In the final meters, that technical efficiency translated into separation. Kennedy found another gear, not through raw aggression alone, but through superior energy distribution across the lap. He pulled away just enough to secure a clear victory, crossing the line with a performance that encapsulated everything required for relay success: timing, trust, and execution. Ultimately, Jamaica's victory was not simply about having the fastest athletes on paper. It was a demonstration of a complete relay system functioning at a high level. Each leg served a specific purpose, each athlete understood their role, and every transition was executed with precision. In contrast, their rivals showed moments of brilliance, but lacked the same level of collective synchronization. This race underscored an important truth about the 4x400 meters relay. It is as much about strategy and cohesion as it is about speed. Jamaica's ability to balance aggression with control, to respond to pressure without losing structure, and to execute under the highest stakes is what ultimately separated them from the rest of the field. And if this performance is any indication, the next generation of Caribbean quarter-milers is already prepared to carry forward a legacy of excellence.